50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at UCLA in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at huskerfantravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a hotel in scenic Santa Monica, an exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on your game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA is not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at UCLA. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at huskerfantravel.com.
It's time for Bonsall Pool and Spa's Truckload event. From September 23rd through the 27th, stop by Bonsall Pool and Spa at 3201 Pioneers Boulevard to see an actual truck full of hot tubs with special prices. You'll save up to $3,000 on all hot tubs and swim spas, as well as $1,500 on all saunas and cold plunges. Use Nebraska football's bye week well by stopping in on September 27th for refreshments and giveaways. That's Bonsall Pool and Spa at 3201 Pioneers Boulevard in Lincoln.
Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
This is the Adam Carricker Show.
Position right of the quarterback, out of the shotgun, 1st and 20. Jailbreak screen in the air. It is tipped. It is intercepted by Carricker at the Missouri 21-yard line.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, 8-year NFL vet and All-American defensive lineman Adam Carricker.
Shotgun snap to Everett. He's got the left arm going, and now he's got a whole lot of Adam Carricker who rips him down inside the 25-yard line.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Adam Carricker.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Adam Carricker Show. It's a Thursday edition. Jake, it's the bye week. Nothing's going on. The world has just completely stopped because Nebraska football's on a bye week. What are we even going to do with our life today? What in the world could we possibly have to talk about, Jake? Great lead-in, right?
It's the loaded show, right?
Yeah, great lead-in.
Yeah.
No,
a loaded show.
I'm looking, like, you saw the topics I texted you today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, there's 5, and there's about 5 more in my head. It's crazy how there's nonstop news. Like, look, I'm not just talking about, like, pardon my language, we just crap. We're going to find crap to talk, like legit stuff that's interesting to talk about, in my humble opinion anyways. So it's always a loaded show. It doesn't matter if it's the week going into Michigan, if it's the bye week, if it's January, if it's July. All right, some of the things we're going to chat about today. Why are some folks so hard on Dylan Raiola? Honestly, we could spend the whole show on that alone. But there are other things that we will bring up as well. James Williams strikes again. Did you see this, by the way?
I did.
I have not. How long ago did you see it?
I think maybe Sunday.
So this has not been talked about much. And I'm not trying to like, oh my gosh, why has it not been talked about? I'm just kind of like, I think Nebraska people are over it a little bit. It was a little bit instigated by fans in James's defense. But James is just not, he's not Nebraska's favorite former player. I do think it was worth just mentioning that James Williams does strike again, takes another shot. In his defense, it was instigated by some fans. But we can chat about that. Florida State to the Big 12. You confirmed to me, let's be vague with the details so people tune in later to listen to hear the details. You confirmed to me the Florida State's going to the Big 12. Is that not true?
They are.
Pause. Details later.
Yes.
I actually respond to you. What was something to the effect of, is this real? And you're like, yes. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing. All right. Dana Holgerson's name is brought up as a potential head coaching candidate. We can avoid this all we want. It's going to happen again. How serious is it with the connection to Oklahoma State? I mean, we can hold on. What is it? Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. Is that the 5 Ds from Dodge? That's off the top of my head, dude. That's pretty good. I'm going to do that again. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. We can do that all we want. It's not going to be the first time. It's not going to be the last time. I don't even think it's a bad thing. I want him here. Stay away. Troy, throw money at this man to keep him here. But that's not going to stop his name from being brought up. And what else do we got here? Oh, we got a little for youth sports, for youth athletes out there. Actually, to be honest with you, pro athletes, collegiate athletes, high school athletes, we got a little tip for you. Got a little clip. I've been holding on to this for like a week. It's so simple. And the reason it sticks out to me is because it's something my family does. Something similar. And something that a long-time youth sports coach, we called him Coach Grandpa, he's still around, Coach Grandpa, some advice that he gave me years ago. Like, hey, what's just, like his daughter's in like the big basketball family. Forget the schools. Okay, just disregard the school I'm about to say. His oldest daughter is in the Colorado Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. And his youngest daughter, Jackie, actually coached with my wife for a long time. Like one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. She set scoring records at Colorado State University. So D1 record-setting Hall of Fame athletes are his 2 kids in basketball. I'm like, hey, Coach Grandpa, don't give me some long, arduous thing that I don't want to do. What's something simple I can do with my kids? And he gave me some advice. And we put our own twist on it. Not exactly the way he told it to me. We put our twist on it. But something we've been doing for a long time. All right. So it's the bye week. Of course, there's nothing to talk about, except there's a lot to talk about. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hour 1 of the Adam Carricker Show is sponsored by Hamilton Telecommunications, bringing you the latest in quality technology and communication services since 1901. Learn more about their residential and business services at hamiltontel.com. This is the Adam Carricker Show. You're going to hear unique insight, unbridled honesty. Producer Jake and I are going to have a whole lot of fun in the process. Also, you're going to hear Husker sports, college football, and sports in general. Should we just go right off the top with Dylan?
I think so.
What do you think?
I think people are interested. Dylan.
All right, so before we dive into it and we chat about it, I want to know from the folks on the text line. Now, I vehemently, not on purpose, it's just my opinion. And I actually went a little bit out on a limb because I felt like I was going against the grain, but it's my take. And nobody has changed my mind yet. I vehemently defended Dylan Raiola's play on Saturday. I do think more people have come around. So maybe there's like 2 or 3 people that listen to this show. I don't know. More people have come around to like, hey, sure, he could have thrown a couple balls away, maybe got rid of it quicker, but they were blitzing, but guys weren't open immediately right away. And one guy's like, he needs better pocket awareness. I responded, what pocket? Like, where was he supposed to go? And when you're surrounded by guys, within a second or two, It doesn't take a whole lot of awareness to know that there's nowhere to go and you might be in a little bit of trouble. And I think people have come around. Sure, he can do better. He can improve. He needs to, etc. But he's the first quarterback since Georgia, Stetson Bennett, 2021, by the way, a game that Georgia won 35-3. So a lot of things went Georgia's way this game. It was their first college football playoff game in the Orange Bowl, en route to their first national championship under Kirby Smart, en route to their first of two back-to-back national championships, 2021, 2022, under Kirby Smart. Dylan Raiola is the first quarterback to throw for over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns against Michigan. The last one to do it was 2021, Georgia quarterback Stetson Bennett, en route to a national title. So, sure, he can get better. He can improve, no doubt there. Why? I want to know, text line, why do you think some folks are so hard on Dylan Raiola? Because I have my theory. And if you've listened to this show since last winter, you may very well know what I'm already going to say. Because I said you can do X, Y, and Z as long as it equals certain things. If you don't, do you know where I'm going with this, Jake? If you don't, people are going to bring up X, Y, and Z. You know, I mean, you've been sitting here since January taking naps while I talk, but have you listened at some point? Like, where do you think I'm going with this?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard your take on it before, so I mean, I think it's just win, right?
For the most part, I think there's more to it. Yes, that's what I said. I said if this is part of the package that is Dylan Raiola that wins games, cool. But if you don't win games, some of the stuff, it's going to get brought back up. It's been said, and I know, Rule said he's tired of hearing about the Patrick Mahomes things. It's lazy comparison. It's lazy is what he called it, I believe, and all that good stuff. But let us know your thoughts on why you think some folks are so hard on Dylan Raiola. What's that number, Jake?
402-464-5685.
Do we have any texts yet? I have a feeling we're going to get a few responses.
Mr. Blitzkrieg off of YouTube says because Dylan gets paid $3 million. I don't know exactly, but he says that's why people are so hard on him.
That's part of it. When you're the highest paid athlete in the state of Nebraska, let alone the university, etc., there comes expectations with that. And to be honest with you, that's completely fair. Okay? I'm going to save my full take till the end. I want to hear what other people have to say. That is completely fair. I have said, I always looked at collegiate athletes way different than pro athletes. Now that they're being paid, some more than pro athletes, I've seen some examples where some guys came back to play college football because they could make more money in college football than they would being the 53rd guy on a 53-man roster in the NFL or the practice squad. So when you're getting paid, a decent amount of money, a lot amount of money, proper English anyways, I'll attempt to use this show goes along, I will. Is that Yoda? Did Yoda just come out? Do or do not. There is no try. There's going to be expectations that come with it, and that's fair. Okay? To a degree. All right, any other text there?
Let's see. Big Daddy Travis says Dylan Raiola is not the problem. The offensive line is. Dave Braska's looking at the coaches. He says it wasn't Raiola and the coaches that got out-coached and out-schemed. Excuse me, it wasn't Raiola and the players that got out-coached and out-schemed on those 7 sacks and 3 long touchdowns scored by Michigan. And Corey Lincoln just says because a lot of these clowns don't know ball.
I don't. I mean, there's truth to a degree in every single comment you just read. I don't have a whole lot to disagree with. We could decipher each and every comment what we fully agree and disagree with, but there's some truth in all those to a degree. All right, if there's more comments that come in, let me know, Jake. But what's your take on this initially?
Yeah, Nashville Husker, by the way, says, was at the game Saturday. I thought Dylan looked below average. When I got home and watched the replay, he did an incredible job for the situation he was in. Still has a lot to work on. So there's another take there.
Can I ask, because a lot of people have said that, then they come back later and he looked different. Is that because you heard what other people had to say, and as you watched the film and watched the game for a second time, that influenced how you watched it? It's a genuine question. I don't know. I'm not trying to lead you into a certain answer. Text us in and let us know. Go ahead, Jake.
Well, and I can say, especially, I mean, it is, it's always different watching the game. That's like on the TV cover, you can see everything. I remember that from the Cincinnati game. I was like, I couldn't tell how the offensive line played until I went back and watched the TV copy. So sometimes that can kind of be more helpful. But I think all this kind of blends in together. I mean, I think you kind of asked for it with the comparison and the look-alike type of deal with Patrick Mahomes. That's not going to make you among the favorite in college football, especially when you lose or have struggle. It's an easy thing to jump on. So I think that's part of it. I mean, part of it too is some of the it's not just the Mahomes comparison. Sometimes like that little flick to Emmett that got Emmett lit up. That might be trying to look like Patrick Mahomes a little bit much. So I think there's a little bit truth to it as well. But overall, I don't put that game on Dylan whatsoever. I think the offensive line, and you want to throw coaching in there, maybe scheming, keeping tight ends, to help in a little bit more. But I mean, that was the mismatch. And so Dylan had to overcome that throughout the game. Is he the best quarterback in the nation right now? Probably not. But I mean, he's moving up. I mean, he's clearly a lot better than he was last year. So it's just kind of interesting. And so I think that style of play, if you kind of watch certain plays, you can get frustrated with him. He's never going to be the most mobile. So again, he worked on it this offseason, but he's short of a statue quarterback, but he's not much more mobile than that. So he does have holes in his game, but he's got an incredible, again, I go back to that throw to Ja'Cory Barney and say, I don't know how many Husker quarterbacks could have made that throw in the last, ever. I mean, Nebraska, of course, historically an option offense or a running quarterback. But yeah, so I mean, I think there's a bit of truth blended in behind all of it. I think you make yourself somewhat the target when you'll try, I don't want to say try or whatever it might be, the resemblance to Patrick Mahomes.
So that's fair. Okay, with the Mahomes thing, and I know Rule called it lazy and they're tired of hearing about it, and I don't think how is it late? I don't understand how it's lazy. It's right there in front of you. But I get he's going to stick up for his quarterback, so I respect that. If I'm Rule, I probably say something different. Or I'm sorry, say something similar. Maybe I just phrase it differently, but maybe I don't. I mean, the word lazy, if that's what I saw reported. I didn't watch his press conference. I was like, okay. I'm not going to live in an alternate universe where I pretend I don't see what's right in front of me. Like, I'm not going to do that. If you want me to look at it and say, I don't see the Patrick Mahomes similar, I don't see it, I'm not going to do that. It's right in front of me. And we've discussed this before, so we don't have to belabor this a ton. He's worn 15. I've seen pictures of when he was a little kid. Okay, wearing 15. All right, cool. You're born and you look how you look. I mean, the fact that I have model good looks isn't my fault, Jake. Stop holding it against me. Okay, the haircut. All right. Like, there's some things that maybe there's some benefit of the doubt in there. There's an awful lot of them that start to add up. But what I said before, I said the thing that was really tough for me was the pregame warm-up. It is the exact same. And that, to me, was the thing that I had the toughest time with. When it comes to certain types of throws and certain types of things that he does, there are similarities there, too. I would just prefer, when it comes to those things, set your feet. Like, get your feet set, square your shoulders, make a good throw. Now, if you got to be off balance because you're running for your life or whatever the case may be, or use a different arm slot every once in a while, okay, cool. But I pointed this out, even on that RPO touchdown that put us ahead against Cincinnati on the 4th down. They did the RPO. They ran the ball, ran the same exact everything. The receiver was wide open again. He hits him. His feet are way out of whack on that throw. So just working on certain fundamentals and techniques, and maybe if he does those things, maybe it doesn't look as similar sometimes. For me, I'm not going to pretend I don't see something that seems very obvious to me. I'm not going to live in an alternate universe, okay, where this isn't right in front of me. What I'm going to say is what I've said before. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Okay, if it's $3 million and above that he's making, which has been reported by multiple sources, okay. If there's comparisons to Mahomes and whether you like him, whether you don't, whether you're tired of him, whether you're not, okay. Some of the other things that, from all the appearances that he was doing throughout the offseason, kind of seemingly was everywhere in the public eye. And I said this then, okay, if you win, and that's part of the package, and if you've listened to me last winter, you've heard this before, that's part of the package that is Dylan Raiola, that's all that's going to matter. Like, I genuinely don't care. You have no idea some of the types of people I've met in my life. The football locker room is one of the most entertaining places when it comes to various types of personalities you will see anywhere under the good Lord's hot sun. I never cared. I never cared. I didn't care if it was rap, if it was country, tall, small, if you were from Australia, Canada, Mexico. I didn't care. Are you going to help us win football games? That was the one common goal that brought us all together. That's all I ever cared about. That's all I care about now. I want good people. I want good things for people. That's the general life lesson. When it comes to football players, I don't care. But when you don't win, those things are going to be amplified by other people who are going to choose to pay attention to those because you're not winning. I'm going to come back to the game Saturday and reiterate something I've already said this week, but I feel like it needs to be reiterated. And I've used these examples before. Nick Saban was not kind to people in the media, which is ironic considering what he does now. And he's really good at it now, by the way. He was not great to people at press conferences. How many people did you ever hear complain about it, Jake? Ever?
Yeah, not often.
0. Why?
Wins.
Yeah. Bill Belichick. He was Marshawn Lynch before Marshawn Lynch said, I'm just here so I won't get fined. He just didn't say it that way. He would just give you 2-word answers. He was clearly there just so he wouldn't get fined for years at his press conference at the Patriots. Would give you nothing. The worst press conference interview of all time. Did anybody ever complain? Jake?
Few. In the media, maybe.
Many.
Right.
Like realistically.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear much about it?
No.
He won. What do you hear about him now at North Carolina with the girlfriend and everything else? You hear about it a ton, don't you?
Yeah.
Why?
Not winning.
If they were winning, oh, he's living the life. He's winning. He's a great NFL coach. He's a great head coach. He's got a young girlfriend. Bill Belichick's living life. Now it's the exact opposite because they're losing. And it's pretty bad, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, it wasn't even competitive with UCF and Scott. The Scott Frost, Bill Belichick showdown was not much of a showdown this past Saturday, if you paid attention to UCF, North Carolina. When you coach college and professional teams, to a certain degree, high school as well. And if I'm being honest, there's a lot of youth teams that are operated this way as well. I just don't agree with it. But when you coach college and NFL, you can boast about GPA, you can boast about academics, you can boast about everything else, and people will care a lot if winning comes along with it. If it doesn't, you're going to get fired just the same. It comes back to winning or giving yourself an opportunity to win. Now, let me come back to Dylan Raiola and my thoughts on him. My thoughts are this past Saturday, I have actually vehemently defended him since the game. And I said on Tuesday's show, if you can change my mind, you're welcome to. Just nobody had presented an argument to me that caused me to change my mind and think that he played poorly, he played badly, he played below average, and the loss was anywhere near on him because nobody has presented an argument. And in fact, what I've seen is more and more people come around to, man, I don't know how Dylan did what he did. And that's still where I'm at. To be clear, could he get rid of it a little quicker? Yes. Could he have thrown some of those away that ended up being sacks? Yes. Is this anywhere near his fault? Nope. In my opinion, he was the best player on the field on Saturday that Nebraska had. Is that a crazy statement? Genuine question, Jake. Call me out if it's a crazy statement.
The best game he's had?
He was the best player on the field on Saturday that Nebraska had. I'm not saying by a wide margin, but if he's not, who was?
Yeah, Jacory probably has an argument. But
okay, all right. That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, anyone else?
No, I don't know if anybody else has too much of an argument.
So it seems that there was kind of a clear two. Maybe there's somebody else that we're overlooking. Okay, but there's kind of a two that comes to the mind right away.
Archie punted well.
Okay, I can get into that. 3.
Yeah.
Okay, anyone else? We're giving more grace to kickers and punters than we ever have of my entire existence of knowing anything about football. But I'm all for it. I'm here and I'm all for it. Getting better, growing, learning, evolving with the times, Jake.
There
Punters are people too, Jake.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Anyone else?
I don't think anybody else really stood out too much.
So here's what I'm getting at. Why are people so hard? Some people so hard on Dylan Raiola? It's because of everything else. And if you're winning, it doesn't get brought up. In fact, they'll be like, ooh, instead of, oh man, he's just like Patrick Mahomes. He's imitating everything he does. You know what you'd hear? He's the next Patrick Mahomes. That's what you would hear. I don't care about Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, the comparisons I don't care about. I don't care about any of it. He didn't win Saturday, so it's easy for people to now bring that stuff up, which I have talked about since January, correct?
Yeah.
Call me out if I'm lying. Tell me, I'm going to CM Punk this. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Am I telling lies?
No, that's a big offseason. Yeah, that was kind of what you said all offseason.
What I'm saying is it's unfair to bring that up because they lost on Saturday when I think he actually played really well. Otherwise, just bring it up no matter what. Whether they win or lose, just bring it up no matter what. But the narrative changes based on whether you're winning or losing. Now, obviously, I wanted them to win. We got manhandled in the trenches. Certain things are tough to watch. We were within 3 points. We were within an onside kick, which, to be clear, is not in your favor, and you don't want to have to depend on an onside kick to have a chance to tie or win the game. But it's been a while since Nebraska's had a quarterback that I think could have taken that field and put us in the same position, even though he could have played better with certain things, that could have put us in the same position to win the game. I'm trying to think of the last Nebraska quarterback that could have possibly done that. And we've had some good ones. I mean, I don't want to start pulling up names because then just if you can think of one, you don't even have to text it in. Just if you can think of one, and there's some, but it's been a while. It's been a while. I think, here's my final thoughts on this. It's perfect. We're actually like on time. I better talk for 10 minutes and throw off the whole schedule like normal. Look, he's giving me a dirty look. Like, are you serious? Poor Jake. He has to produce me every day for 4 days a week. You get a day off on Wednesday. Is Wednesday like your easiest day of the week?
No, it's not too.
See, I'm rambling now. I'm wasting time again.
That's right.
My final thoughts on Dylan are this. I'm not going to live in an alternate universe where I don't see what's right in front of me and what seems to be obvious. Okay, and there are certain things, you know, like I said, the pregame warm-up being incredibly similar, or if not the exact same. To me, that's kind of the thing that puts it over the edge. If it's right there. Plus the other things where there's some plausible deniability, just seems to be a lot of them. I'm telling you, I don't care. When I tell you, oh my God, if I told you some of the people I've known in my life, some of the most eccentric people, you could, like, if you were to sit down, like create a player in a video game, create a person and just make them the most eccentric you possibly can. Again, you got to keep in mind, I've lived in every time zone for over a decade. The East Coast was about half a decade. Every other time zone for over a decade, from west to mountain to central to east to, I grew up in the Northwest. I lived all the way down in Florida and Bama, Texas, Missouri, Nebraska, Colorado, which is a frickin' coastal state in the middle of America, to DC, to Virginia. I never cared. If we're competing together, are you going to help us win games? In life, are you a decent person? And that's all that matters to me. We don't have to agree. We don't have to disagree. I don't even have to like people. There are people that I don't like that I do business with every day. I'm not saying I don't like Dylan. What I'm saying is, as long as there's a modicum of respect and we're working towards a common goal, that's all I've ever cared about. I think other folks tend to get tied up when things aren't going well in the win-loss column. Bam, now it's low-hanging fruit and easy things to take a shot at. I don't agree with this is lazy. I don't agree with you don't see what you don't see. What I'm saying is it's there. I just don't care. I think Dylan played well on Saturday. The whole team needs to improve. And if we go out and we beat Michigan State and we're 4-1, whatever it is, 10 days from now, that's what's going to matter. And then the season is back on track. And Dylan Raiola is the greatest thing since sliced bread because we won. I don't even know how he's played yet, but that's how people will view it. And I'm okay with that. I could keep going, but now we're over time. And I almost feel bad for you, Jake. You got anything to add before we get out of here? And does that all make sense? I feel like I've been all over the place, but does it kind of wrap together and make a little bit of sense?
Yeah, it does. I mean, and you know, like we got plenty of comments on the text line. Of course, it's kind of the talk of the fan base, right? And everybody's got an opinion on it. So it's kind of interesting, you know, if there's additional things that we can kind of throw on into this in the next segment. But I get it. I mean, I get both the national media's response. I get the questioning of Dylan Raiola. And I get those that support him. I mean, it's not necessarily a black and white topic.
All right, so we got a lot of comments. I've actually got more stats in front of me, including the Big Ten quarterback power rankings. Where does Dylan rank? Okay, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at UCLA in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at HuskerFanTravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a hotel in scenic Santa Monica, an exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on your game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA is not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at UCLA. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at HuskerFanTravel.com.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
The Nebraska Lottery announces a great new lotto game for our state, Nebraska Pick 4. What's so great about it? Well, it costs just $1 to play. There's a $6,000 top prize. There are drawings every day, and you could choose from 6 different bet types. If you like Nebraska Pick 3, you're going to love Nebraska Pick 4. So stop into your favorite Nebraska Lottery retailer and play today. It's the game you've been waiting for. Straight bet top prize odds 1 in 10,000.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikiak, today at 402-474-1173.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O, sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, patchy fog possible this morning. Otherwise, we'll see plenty of sunshine with calm winds. An afternoon high near 82. Tonight, mainly clear skies and light variable winds, the low near 57. And tomorrow, lots of sunshine with a light breeze, the high near 84. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
This is your invite to Lincoln's Oktoberfest. On Saturday, September 27th, come to Beer House at 8th and P in the Haymarket from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. for a full day of German fun. Live bands, mouth-watering food, cold brews, and games for every age. Try your hand at Steinholding, Cornhole, or bring friends for Hammerschlagen. Admission is just $9 in advance, and VIP gives you tokens, a Stein, rooftop access, and more. Lincoln's Oktoberfest, where the beer is flowing, the food is sizzling, and the spirit is Bavarian strong. Be there.
This is the Adam Carricker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Adam Carricker Show. We've gotten absolutely zero comments, right, Jake?
We got a few of them.
A few. All right. Before we dive into those comments, as a former Husker and NFL player, I'm a health nut. Hydration and recovery start at home. That's why I teamed up with Culligan of Lincoln. Soft water means better showers, cleaner dishes, and it protects your water, heater, and appliances. Their high-efficiency softener cuts salt and water usage. For drinking, add a Culligan reverse osmosis. Bottled quality water right at your tap. Great taste, and it's certified to reduce tough contaminants like lead and PFAs. Right now, get up to $300 off a whole home system. Great discount. Or only $9.95 a month for your first 3 months. Schedule your free water test at CulliganHuskers.com. That's CulliganHuskers.com. Culligan of Lincoln, water you love. Go Big Red. All right, Jake, let's get to the comments.
All right, we're going to have to rattle them off because there's plenty of them here.
Okay.
1261 says we just want Dylan to be Dylan.
What does that mean?
Well, I think maybe less of leaning into the Patrick Mahomes stuff.
All right.
Austin Hansen says if we had a bad season and we fired Donovan, does Dylan leave?
Let's be real. That's a question that I've only received that 1, 2, or 3 million times in the past few days. Hopefully it's about winning football games and doing what's best for the football team, whatever that entails. And hopefully we just start to win more football games as the season goes along. But at the end of the day, it's got to be about winning football games and doing what's best for this program.
Hazelberg says, I think Matt Stafford is a better comparison.
Really? Do you agree with that? Matt Stafford.
That was one they made on CBS. I think it's better. I mean, I think it's a pretty good comparison.
So I know I think he calls him Uncle Matthew or something like that. I think Donovan played with him in Detroit, right? So they've got a relationship there, and that's awesome. I could see it a little bit. Now that I think about how Matt Stafford tends to play and how he's always played, especially when he was younger, dude, just a cannon for an arm, and again, Dylan's working on these fundamentals and setting his feet, but not always the most fundamentally sound quarterback in his younger years. Okay, I could see that a little bit now that I think about it. All right.
Let's see. Old Dad 34 says, why do we as Nebraska fans care what people say about Dylan? Without him, we might be 2-2.
You think we lose Cincinnati without him?
Depends on. If we're just kind of putting Latif in, it's tough to tell because we haven't got enough of a look on Latif against legitimate defenses.
I have said that if Mike Eckler wasn't our special teams coach, I think we lose to Cincinnati because you think back to special teams, the 52-yard field goal, pinning them inside their 20 3 times, inside their 10 twice. You think about some of those leaky plays that happened in the second half. Instead of starting with the ball at their 10, what if they start at their 35? Those drives might end differently. As far as Dylan, man, I put a lot. Maybe the special teams is what stood out to me. The improvement there in that game. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's tough to say. There's a lot that can go differently there. Let's see. The Virginia Pirate says, I saw people asking to play TJ after the game. My question, what else can Dylan do at this point? 75 plus completion percentage, on pace for 4,000 yards and 40 touchdowns. I don't think that's quite the base, but other fan bases would trade for that in a heartbeat. It's amazing to see people can be that stupid to not appreciate what Dylan is doing. They can't appreciate it because they don't understand it. Somebody else did point out, too, maybe just the fact of TJ Lateef proving that he's mobile or showing off his mobility is putting some pressure on Dylan here.
I really think that's what it is. I think we ran the option for so long. We've had mobile quarterbacks for so long. I mean, it's not like we haven't. I love Zach Taylor. He was not a mobile quarterback, okay? And Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. Does anybody remember that? Zach won that award. I'm just saying. Yeah. When I heard let Dylan be Dylan, you heard like just be you. You don't need to emulate anyone else if that's what you're doing. What I heard was let Dylan play to Dylan's strengths and play his game and not have to be a Nebraska quarterback of yesteryear when it comes to style-wise. Because Zach Taylor was not going to be that guy style-wise. That's kind of what I heard. I do think with the whole TJ Lateef thing, he's got a bright future. The future of our quarterback room is, oh my God, is so exciting. With T, and I don't want to leave anybody out, but you got TJ, obviously. Dylan's still an underclassman. All right, you got Trey Taylor coming in. You got other guys committed. Like, holy smokes, how can you not be excited? But I think it's his mobility that excites people. But I think Dylan's the starter for a reason. I would venture to guess that. And I go back to the initial part of that comment. What more do you want Dylan to do? Like, realistically, of course he can do better. Like a guy could go 4 for 4 in a baseball game. Somebody could say, well, you didn't hit a home run. Well, of course you can do better, but what's realistically could he have done better? Get rid of it a little bit quicker, throw a couple of the passes away. That's what I've come up with. Beyond that, I don't know what more he could have done. He's going to get better and better and play better, but I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, Jake?
Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating because somebody texts in too, like it's again that initial watch of the game. Maybe you're not all that impressed, and you go back and watch it a little bit more, and you see how much pressure is in his face. And when you throw the ball, it's the same thing from the Cincinnati games. When you throw the ball 40 times a game, there, if you want to pinpoint a few plays here where, yeah, this could have been an interception or this, he didn't read this right. There's always, you can always do that. So I think if you pick that apart, I also think in the national media's response to this, without maybe having watched the game or the parts that they did, maybe flipping back and forth, and every time they see, Dylan getting sacked and all that, that the Hail Mary might have worked against him in this case, because a lot of people would just take that away. So, well, that maybe shouldn't count as part of, quarterbacking a game. And so they were less than, impressed with the stats. Again, I always would tell people, if Isaiah Hunter didn't have 1 foot out of bounds, he would have had 4 touchdowns in this game instead of 3.
And there was no, I'm not indicting Isaiah. There's no reason for him to step out of bounds.
Right.
Things happen, though. Again, I'm not indicting him. Things happen. You lose track of your foot or whatever. Jake advocates that we change the color of the end zone. Is that what you started to say the other day? You brought up the question.
Everybody was not everybody. There was a concern. There was a portion of the fan base that was concerned about that as soon as the reveal of the red end zones. I'm not sure if it played a factor, but I don't want to sit there and think I'm not sure if it played a factor or not.
Help me out. Are the end zones red for both teams or just one?
For both.
Now, one team does rely on the pass game a lot more. So that's like, I'm pretty sure the running back knows where to run when you're trying to find your foot as a receiver. So that's fair to point out. All right. Maybe that helps a running team a little bit more. I don't know. I don't think it's that big a deal. I had a point I was going to make. I'm sure it was world changing. I can't remember what it was. I do have a couple of stats here before you get into more comments. Because I've talked about Dylan was the first quarterback to do 300 yards, 3 touchdowns against Michigan since 2021. And he did it with 14% of his passes going for 20 yards or more. So there were some passes going downfield, probably more in this game, definitely more than against Cincinnati, but that was the type of defense Cincinnati was playing. I know what the point was. It was Hail Mary related. You want to take the Hail Mary away from Doug Flutie? You think that what about Cordell Stewart versus Michigan, 94? Okay, what about Aaron Rodgers twice? You can't just disregard these things. If you make a three-pointer from beyond half court right before the buzzer goes off at halftime, does the 3 points not count? And does it, if you miss, does it not affect your shooting percentage? I bring that up because I know people who would not shoot that before a half or something like that because they didn't want to affect their shooting percentage.
The NBA is actually now changing that rule.
Are they?
It will affect the team. Like, it will count as a shot against the team, but not the player if you're throwing something up.
I feel like wow. If you're just going to change it. Don't make it a partial change because that's going to jack up all the stats because now the individual shooting percentages won't match the team when you add them up. Like, that's just going to be more confusing.
Well, they should go back and I don't know if they're going to redo all the stats. That's the problem with changing how you statistically look at things. There's how many stats does that change over the years?
I played with a kid in high school who'd never played baseball before. He would literally swing the bat with his eyes closed. You're going to take his one high school hit away from him? He got a hit with his eyes closed. By God, 1 out of 1,000 at bats, you can't take that hit away from him. I'm not saying Dylan plays with his eyes closed. My point is these things still count. Okay. I saw this Husker Wave on X. This is a little bit of Raiola and TJ Lateef combined, so go ahead and throw at me, we played Akron, Houston Christian, that's jacking up these stats, comments, that's fine. But Dylan, Raiola, and TJ Lateef combined have completed 77.6, if you round, 77% of their passes. That ranks them number 1 in the country. Go ahead and tell me we played nobody, and then I will show you a lot of other people's schedules where it's very similar. By the way, a lot of people were like, oh, man, playing Houston Christian and Akron hurt us when it came to getting ready for Michigan, which Matt Rule addressed that last year when it came to Northern Iowa. He thought hurt us versus Illinois. I'm pretty sure Indiana played a middle school, an elementary, and a high school team, and then went and mollywop, curb stopped, and whooped Illinois. And I'm dubbing it the massacre in Bloomington. I'm so mad that not only did I predict that game wrong, I didn't see that game coming at all. Holy Moses Malone. All right, what else we got?
A few more thoughts off the text line. It says, I need help understanding the end zone theory, considering the out-of-bounds line is white and he stepped on a white line. What am I missing? It's just the red backdrop from beyond there.
I'm with him.
There's a line there.
Thank you. Okay, let me ask you this question. The basketball court. Now basketball courts look so different. When I was growing up, pretty much all basketball courts looked the same, and then you had a black border, otherwise known as the out-of-bounds line. I never once was like, I don't know if I'm in bounds or out of bounds just because the whole court looks the same on this side versus that side of the black line. I could see the gigantic black line. I understand the white line's not gigantic, but you get my point.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's a huge thing. It's just there. And some people are looking at that.
What if, okay, let's conspiracy theory this thing just a little bit. What if we had our normal colored end zones, what if Isaiah would have been in the end zone and he catches that touchdown? What if?
Yeah.
There's probably way less than a 50% chance that's the reason he was out of bounds. But what if? I'm just saying. Let's have some conspiracy theory fun here. What if?
Could definitely change the game.
Okay, we're not going to go down that road any further. It was fun for about 10 seconds, but I don't know. I just don't put too much stock into it. Here are some other things, and then I'm going to move on. We can move on from Dylan. I know you got more comments. We'll get to those. But through four games, Dylan Raiola's national ranks among Power 4 quarterbacks. He's third in the country in completion percentage. If you want to round, 76%. 8th in the country in passing yards, 1,137. 6th in the country in touchdown passes, 11. He's only thrown one INT, so 11-to-1 interception ratio to touchdown interception ratio. I don't know if that's going to persist, but if that persists, that's phenomenal. 15th in the country in passer rating, 172. Again, if you want to round. He's one of only 2 Power 4 quarterbacks to complete over 100 passes this year. Now, part of that is how many passes are you attempting? He's also sat out almost an entire full game combined between Akron and Houston Christian. It was like 3.5 quarters. I'm trying to not have this roll over into the next segment. I feel like it just should, though. Because I've got like an Arch Manning comparison here as well a little bit.
Interesting.
You want to stick with us for one more segment? Get back to those comments?
Yeah, we can.
All right, let's do it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left at once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Make your next event unforgettable with Grazing Gouda, your local artists and experts in charcuterie and grazed tables. From boardrooms to ballrooms, they turn gatherings into experiences with stunning spreads of artesian cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruits, and gourmet bites. Perfect for corporate luncheons, weddings, parties, or any celebration that deserves a wow moment. They handle the details. You take the compliments. Book your Graze table today at grazandgouda.com. Graze and Gouda, because every event deserves to be savored.
Oh, Kansas.
Here we go. Second half today.
You just don't stop giving, do you?
Green flag, we're underway.
The closest finish in NASCAR Cup Series history. Close to downtown, amazing campgrounds. 3 NASCAR races in one weekend, and it's the playoffs.
You guys can't drive.
Now you're just showing off. But we're not mad. In fact, we're looking forward to it. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 26th through the 28th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Are you ready to transform your body and your life in just 10 weeks? At Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, our kickboxing challenge combines heart-pumping cardio, strength training, and proven nutrition coaching to deliver real results. Lose fat, gain strength, and feel more confident than ever. Spots are limited. Don't wait. Join the next Farrell's 10-week challenge starting October 11th and take the first swing towards a healthier, stronger you. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, results, not excuses. Join today, fxblincoln.com. That's fxblincoln.com.
It's time for Bonsall Pool and Spa's Truckload event. From September 23rd through the 27th, stop by Bonsall Pool and Spa at 3201 Pioneers Boulevard to see an actual truck full of hot tubs with special prices. You'll save up to $3,000 on all hot tubs and swim spas, as well as $1,500 on all saunas and cold plunges. Use Nebraska football's bye week well by stopping in on September 27th for refreshments and giveaways. That's Bonsall Pool and Spa at 3201 Pioneers Boulevard in Lincoln.
When your home fills up with family, Aloe Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Aloe Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Aloe at 866-481-2556 or visit aloefiber.com.
Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at UCLA in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at huskerfantravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a hotel in scenic Santa Monica, an exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on your game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA is not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at UCLA. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at huskerfantravel.com.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Hi, everybody. Charlie Stone back again with Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, there are so many great things to talk about right now. Let's start with new and pre-owned vehicles.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, we're all excited those days of inventory shortages are behind us. Right now, we have more than 400 new Hondas to choose from and over 125 pre-owned with just about any make or model in stock.
I know certified pre-owned Hondas are a very important part of your dealership. Tell us about Certified, Andy.
We always have a great selection of certified pre-owned Hondas in stock, in like new condition, and they also come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
How about service?
You know, our amazing service department not only services Hondas, but we service just about any make, and we are one of the largest tire dealers in the state. Look us up the next time you need tires on your car.
Experience the best at the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska Insider today.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
This is your invite to Lincoln's Oktoberfest. On Saturday, September 27th, come to Beer House at 8th and P in the Haymarket from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. for a full day of German fun. Live bands, mouth-watering food, cold brews, and games for every age. Try your hand at Steinholding, Cornhole, or bring friends for Hammerschlagen. Admission is just $9 in advance, and VIP gives you tokens, a Stein, rooftop access, and more. Lincoln's Oktoberfest, where the beer is flowing, the food is sizzling, and the spirit is Bavarian strong. Be there.
This is the Adam Carricker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Boom! Ladies and gentlemen, we got to go quick because, as usual, I'm off schedule. Go ahead. You got a comment there, Jake?
And we're doing so well.
I know.
At the end of the first segment there. But we do have some comments here. I'm just going to go from Justin here off of YouTube. He said, like Rule said multiple times, Raiola is playing like a pro in regards to his pre-snap reads and knowledge of coverages. That is a huge unseen factor.
I agree. Let Raiola be Raiola when it comes to how he wants to play. When you try to play how somebody else wants you to play, unless it's your coach telling you things you need to improve on, when you try to play and listen to somebody who's not your coach and you try to play a certain way and you don't just play your game, then you're not going to play well. That's my take, my final thought on that. All right, here are some Big Ten quarterback power rankings. And just so you know, I've thought this as well. And Urban Meyer's clearly highly intelligent because he basically said what I've been thinking, even though I haven't said it out loud just yet. He said, and I quote, "This might be the best collection of young quarterbacks I've ever seen," end quote. And he's talking about the Big Ten quarterbacks. So the number one rated quarterback in the Big Ten right now is Jaden Maiava, USC, Fernando Mendoza. And those two are they're lighting it on fire. Those two. All right, number 3 is Julian Sayin. Why is John Mateer in here? This is supposed to be Big Ten. that doesn't even make any sense. This list is all jacked up. Hold on, no, I read it wrong. I'm sorry. Jaden Maiava, Fernando Mendoza. Then it's Desmond Williams, Dante Moore. And then, let's see, it is Julian Sayin. And then it's Dylan Raiola. So what's that? Put him about 6th. I didn't count it as I was going along in the Big Ten.
Is that's right now? They've got him ranked?
As of right now.
Where's Drew Aller? I thought he was the all-world, everything, definitely the top quarterback in the Big Ten coming in.
Oh, man. He is 6th from the bottom. He's in front of Nico Iamaleava, so that's good. That's a good thing. All right. Hold on. I had one other thing here. Actually, 2 others. This is national quarterback power rankings. And unfortunately, John Mateer is going to have surgery, the Oklahoma quarterback. But they have Fernando Mendoza, the Indiana quarterback, 1. actually ahead of Jaden Mayawa. So you can flip-flop those two. Then you had John Mateer, number 2, Dante Moore, who's also been playing very well, Diego Pavia, Carson Beck. All those guys have been lighting on fire. Josh Hoover, you don't know he plays for TCU, Joey Aguilar. Again, the trade that Tennessee and UCLA made in the quarterback ranks and who's getting paid more, dude, it is a molly-whopping. Tennessee just dominated what essentially turned out to be a trade. All right, where do you think Dylan Raiola ranks in the national quarterback power rankings? He was about, what did we say, 6th in the Big Ten when we went through it? Where do you think he is nationally?
A lot of good ones in the Big Ten. Top 12, 15?
22nd, according to this list.
Wow, okay.
According to this list. And last thing, just because this is insane, you compare the stats from Arch, Peyton, and Eli Manning, their first years as starters. Total yards, 1,623, 1,682, 1,657. I'm not even going to tell you the names because they're all so similar. Total touchdowns, 19, 13, and 14. By the way, Arch is the 19. Completion percentage, 64%, 66%, 65%. They're all so similar. Interceptions, Arch has 5. Peyton had 3. He started as a freshman, and Eli had 1. So he's got more touchdowns, more interceptions as well. They all 3 after 6 games. Their first year of as a starting quarterback at Tennessee, Texas, Ole Miss, respectively, 5-1. And he actually has the highest quarterback rating at 158. Peyton had the lowest at 148 his first year as a starter. Eli, 157. I think the reason you don't hear as much about Arch Manning since that Ohio State game was 2 parts. Number 1, it was so bad, it lowered the expectations so far. I think it almost disengaged people. Number 2, he did absolutely nothing to add to the preseason hype, expectation. He's going to win the Heisman type stuff that was talked about him leading into the season. In fact, he tried to downplay it. If his last name wasn't Manning, he wouldn't have been talked about that much other than being Texas's starting quarterback. The dude has done nothing to add before the season. Since he signed at Texas, I even said Texas out of respect for Arch instead of Gag Me You, or throughout this season to add anything on. And I think people almost respect that. And now people are like, hey, it's not as bad as it seems. His mechanics look really bad. Some of his throws aren't on target the best, but the actual stats aren't as bad as they seem. And his dad, Cooper, who most Mannings will tell you was actually the most talented of all of them. He unfortunately got hurt as a kid. Said before the season, at some point, people are going to turn on him because the expectations are so high. There's no way he can reach them unless Texas goes undefeated and he wins the Heisman. That's the only way he could reach them. At some point, people are going to turn on him. I don't think he thought it would be game 1. But my point is, he's doing so many things right. He went from the huge expectations, which was because simply of he's a talented guy, but his last name, to the expectations were lowered so much, but he just continues to handle himself in such a high character way. I think people are almost rooting for him as like an underdog now. That's how I feel. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
He plays in a Texas uniform, so I'm not rooting for him at all. But he does.
You just undid everything I said, and you made such a great argument in one sentence.
Well,
go ahead.
Part of it, though, I mean, too, is let's see the real test, right? I mean, It's nice to put these numbers together against Sam Houston State and UTEP and San Jose State. And by the way, not all those numbers have looked great. Against UTEP, he's 11 of 25 for 114 yards, a touchdown, interception. What he has done is ran for 5 touchdowns in those games. So that is something to kind of think about. But Florida and Oklahoma coming up next, they might throw off some of those Manning stats. We'll see. I
don't know. Florida might be a stat building type team this year. I don't know. Oklahoma, though. Whew. All right. Bad news box transcends just Nebraska football into other teams and players as well, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Don't go anywhere. Hour 2 of the Adam Carricker Show when we come back.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
The Nebraska Lottery announces a great new lotto game for our state, Nebraska Pick 4. What's so great about it? Well, it costs just $1 to play. There's a $6,000 top prize. There are drawings every day, and you could choose from 6 different bet types. If you like Nebraska Pick 3, you're going to love Nebraska Pick 4. So stop into your favorite Nebraska Lottery retailer and play today. It's the game you've been waiting for. Straight bet top prize odds 1 in 10,000.
Sometimes it's hard to know if substance use is becoming a problem, especially when it becomes part of daily life or social routines. Take the free assessment, Is Your Substance Use Harmful, at myhealthymind.credibleminde.com so you can understand your risk. You can take the assessment anonymously. In just minutes, you'll get practical, non-judgmental guidance and resources to support your health and well-being. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
This is Rick Heyman with Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Sartor Heyman is celebrating 120 years, and you could win big. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for your chance to win a $120 gift certificate every week. That's right, we're giving away $120 every week as a thank you for being part of our story. Don't miss your chance to treat yourself. Follow Sartor Heyman Jewelers today. Celebrating 120 years. Sartor Heyman, when only the best will do.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
This is your invite to Lincoln's Oktoberfest. On Saturday, September 27th, come to Beer House at 8th and P in the Haymarket from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. for a full day of German fun. Live bands, mouth-watering food, cold brews, and games for every age. Try your hand at Steinholding, Cornhole, or bring friends for Hammerschlagen. Admission is just $9 in advance, and VIP gives you tokens, a Stein, rooftop access, and more. Lincoln's Oktoberfest, where the beer is flowing, the food is sizzling, and the spirit is Bavarian strong. Be there.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, patchy fog possible this morning. Otherwise, we'll see plenty of sunshine with calm winds. An afternoon high near 82. Tonight, mainly clear skies and light and variable winds. The low near 57. And tomorrow, lots of sunshine with a light breeze. The high near 84. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, everybody. Charlie Stone back again with Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, there are so many great things to talk about right now. Let's start with new and pre-owned vehicles.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, we're all excited those days of inventory shortages are behind us. Right now, we have more than 400 new Hondas to choose from and over 125 pre-owned with just about any make or model in stock.
I know certified pre-owned Hondas are a very important part of your dealership. Tell us about certified, Andy.
We always have a great selection of certified pre-owned Hondas in stock in like new condition, and they also come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
How about service?
You know, our amazing service department not only services Hondas, but we service just about any make, and we are one of the largest tire dealers in the state. Look us up the next time you need tires on your car.
Experience the best at the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska Insider today.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
This is the Adam Carricker Show.
Position right of the quarterback out of the shotgun, 1st and 20. Jailbreak screen in the air. It is tipped. It is intercepted by Carricker at the Missouri 21-yard line.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, 8-year NFL vet and All-American defensive lineman Adam Carricker.
Shotgun snap to Everidge. He's got the left arm going, and now he's got a whole lot of Adam Carricker who rips him down inside the 25-yard line.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Adam Carricker.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the noon hour. Hour 2 of the Adam Carricker Show here on 93.7 The Ticket. As you know, it's the noon hour, and that means lunch, ladies and gentlemen. Hour 2 of the Adam Carricker Show is sponsored by our good friends at Mulberry Barbecue, now with 2 numero dos locations at 11th and Cornhusker and at 61st and Apples Way, right off of Highway 2 by Lowe's. Both locations are open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Try the burn-in sandwich, a brisket burrito, barbecue nachos, a full slab of ribs, half-smoked chicken, much more, plus incredible sides. Like, seriously, I get, like, so hungry every day just thinking about this. Because if you've actually had it, it is so freaking good. All right, get fueled for lunch today or make dinner plans at Mulberry Barbecue, located at 11th and Cornhusker and at 61st and Apples Way, just off of Highway 2 by Lowe's. All right. We got lots to talk about. We spent a lot of time on the first topic, and it was the headliner of the show. I didn't think we'd spend the whole hour on it, but that's all right. If you listen to this show, you know this show is going to go wherever the heck it wants to go, so I'm okay with that. Of the stuff that we have planned to talk about, left on the docket, I'll let Jake pick. What do you want to hear next, Jake? What should we chat about next?
I'm a James Williams fan. Maybe we can get to that. I'm like the only one left in the state for some reason.
Are you being serious? I thought you were being like facetious or sarcastic. You're being serious?
No, I'm sticking with James. I'm sticking behind James.
Is that? I know why. So last January, he sat what, right here?
Yeah,
right here?
Yeah.
And you became lifelong buddies with him because you got the opportunity to interview him. And now you're jaded for eternity. Is that what it is?
I just like, and you could probably see it now, I just liked how, some players it's tough to get much information from. He was pretty forward with his thoughts.
Because he was angry.
Right. So what I'm just saying, I appreciated that. And I said before a long time, it was funny. I told Rico this back in the day when James first started popping onto the scene. He looks like me from 8th grade. I used to have kind of that long hair.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I always thought that was good. That's what I told Rico initially. And that's part of the reason. But I mean, I like the whole profile. I mean, the story of not having any offers coming in and showing out and becoming the sack man. And the whole story was good until he transferred.
Hold on. So number one, you said he looks like you from 8th grade. So I love the backhanded compliment that you just gave him unintentionally. So first of all, I love that. Second of all, he was angry and he had one foot out the door. So he didn't care. All right. Mm-hmm. I'll be honest with you. I've never listened to that interview. I'm going to stop talking about it because other people don't need to. But I was just like, you go from 0 offers, 0-star recruit. You walk on at Nebraska. Hey, that's the beginning to every single one of my favorite Nebraska football stories right there. Then you get an opportunity. Then you break out. And then you take a gigantic dump all over that same program on the way out. all you got to do is just say, hey, it didn't work out. I want to follow Coach Knight and Coach White. I want to go to FSU or whatever the reason was. Like, just leave it at that. And if you want to be open and honest, that's cool. I got no problem with that. But put a little respect behind it, a little bit of appreciation. If he doesn't get a shot at Nebraska, who knows what would happen? Now, he got a shot. He walked on, which is not easy to do. Some of my best friends are walk-ons. My brother-in-law is a walk-on. The people, I'll be honest with you, as a general rule, the people who can actually get away with giving me crap tend to be walk-ons, if I'm being honest with you. There aren't many people who can genuinely give me consistent crap and I'll be okay with it. Now that I think about those, it's Kevin, it's Tyler, it's Jeff. They're all walk-ons. I don't know. I have a soft spot for them. Like, they had to do everything we had to do. And then they had to find a way to pay for school. And they were, plenty of walk-ons have been great at Nebraska. I mean, the wall outside the locker room, at least it used to be there. I don't know. Now, most up-to-date anyways, used to be like this whole plaque outside the wall of the locker room. All the walk-ons that went to All-Americans. Like, it is a big plaque because there's a lot of names. But I've always had respect for walk-ons because of that. But as a general rule, if it's neck and neck between a walk-on and a scholarship guy, the coaches tend to err towards the scholarship guy. They just do. First of all, I think sometimes they just want to be right. Like, I gave the scholarly to this guy. I want to be right. And that's just how it tended to be. So I always respected that. But man, also he wore 90. Like, could you have just worn any other number and then talk trash? Like, because I'm staring at a picture of him and Knighton after the Rutgers game, like doing their little tilt and head and all that. That's awesome. And then I see the 90 and I'm like, oh, could you have just stopped? Just stop there. All right, we're not going to spend a ton of time on this. Let's see here. James Williams strikes again. This was actually sent to me from a good friend of this show, and he actually helps coach my daughters in track. He does a phenomenal job. Shout out to Coach K. Invited us to be part of his fantasy football league this year.
Nice.
We're 3-0. My son and I are just curb stomping people. Do you want to know the truth? I had no idea what our record was. We drafted the team, and every Sunday is so hectic for us right now because it's probably Saturday and Sunday are actually my two busiest days of the week during football season. The first 3 NFL Sundays, we've forgotten to set our roster for 3 straight weeks. And we had never checked to see if we'd won a game or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So finally, I had to ask my wife, I'm like, how do I even get in to check the scores? Now, if I'm being honest with you, I thought we did a great job in the draft. Completely biased opinion. But I was like, I think we just mollywop people in this draft. We're 3-0. And we didn't even set our roster. And we picked the Cardinals defense because they were playing the Saints in week 1. They're still our starting defense. We were supposed to, pick up and drop a defense every week based on the matchup or whatever. We're 3-0. I have no idea how that happened. Anyway, shout out to Coach K for being a great track coach. Helped out at the Football Character Chronicles football camp last summer. Did a phenomenal job and invited us into his fantasy football league.
You might want to change that, by the way. Cardinals playing tonight, so you'd have to do it today.
Who are they playing?
Seahawks. Seahawks have beat them like 7 straight times. We'll see. I'm a Cardinals fan. We'll see if they can get it done. But
So I actually called my son. I was like, we are not changing this, and we are not messing with this until we lose. So we're just going to write it out, man.
Good work.
Because here's what will happen is we'll put our fingerprints all over it, and then we'll be like 3-3 in 3 weeks. So we're just going to stay out of it, ride the draft. I don't even know if all our players are healthy. Like, I've legit not looked at it since the night we drafted. Watch.
So you got to watch out for those bye weeks will be coming up.
Bye weeks coming up.
Yeah.
They'll start after week 4. I'm going to give it one more week. I'm going to assume all the players are healthy. I know the bye weeks don't start till after week 4, so we're going to see if we can pull out a 4-0 start in week 4. If we lose, then we'll start making some adjustments here. All right, we need to get back to the topic at hand. I think it just bothers me because I know so many guys who started in a similar position as him, and first of all, they didn't get a chance. They didn't connect with their coach. Maybe. He also produced on the field to a degree. I have always, what do you have, 4 sacks, 3 sacks? Like,
I think he had 5, but 4 in 2 weeks, which was kind of his rise.
That's good. If I'm being honest with you, 5 is like you're not going to be first team all conference or all American or second like that, especially if you are a pass rusher. You're not in on other downs, like, with all due respect. So I was like, sometimes I feel like this guy's being treated like a world beater, and he's a good player, but I don't know. Maybe I just didn't like some of the things that went on. Maybe that jaded how I looked at it. All right, I'm trying to find this here. Now, some fans were poking at him a little bit in his defense, which is why I didn't make it a priority to bring it up on Monday or Tuesday. But I was thinking about stuff for today, and I was like, well, this hasn't been talked about much. It's worth like 5 minutes, although it's turned into 10, mostly fantasy football talk to this point. And he just responded, could have used me today. And then he had a laughing face at the Husker fans. All right, James Williams lover, what is your response to this? I kind of already said mine without even, before I even read his thing. But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of odd. I mean, you don't want to be downplaying your former team, especially for Twitter arguments. And I'm sure one thing is saying like they're provoking him, but I'm sure he gets plenty of those. So why did he choose to necessarily respond to this one?
Because we lost and they won.
An opportune time.
We lost and they're undefeated.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but I've said it for as much as I do support him and think he's an exciting player and cheer for him. As a former Husker, yeah, he has had this flaw since leaving Nebraska of continually talking about Nebraska or referencing back to Nebraska, and it's a bit of a shame to see that continue to happen. So I'd prefer he does not continue this. It had been quiet for a few months, so I thought maybe he had kind of moved on past that, but not a great look, especially there's that screen graphic of him not making a tackle. I think he's got 5 tackles on the year, but he's not exactly dominating. In fact, in the first game, I noticed they knew because he was starting. And Alabama obviously lost that game, but they were specifically attacking because they knew he got so far upfield.
Oh yeah,
that the quarterback of the first couple series was running that way every time.
So that's kind of what I was saying earlier. He's not an every down player, not yet. My redshirt freshman year, I came in on nickel situations. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. I was going to play 10 to 15 snaps a game. All I was going to do is rush the quarterback, and I was going to be fresh as all get out. I loved it. Not everybody comes in ready as an every down player. He's not an every down player still. And Alabama targeted him, and they took James Williams out. And I'm like, if you're going to be a pass rush specialist and you're going to do all this yapping, you better have more than 5 sacks, or you better have 5 sacks and be an every down player. None of that came to fruition. So that was always kind of on my radar. 5 tackles, that's it.
Yeah.
Now 5 sacks looks like a great season, comparatively speaking. But after Florida State pretty much dominated Alabama the opening weekend, and I texted Tony, and I was surprised how quickly he got back to me because it was 5 minutes after the game ended. He had to have been in the locker room celebrating with his guys. I just assumed he had 1,000 text messages and he'd get to mine on Wednesday or Thursday or sometime in the next couple of weeks. He got right back to me. And so I put out this thing on social media, congratulated Coach White, Coach Knighton, all the coaches, that we knew that were down there and all the players. And I listed out a bunch of the players and I put James Williams in at the end, almost like 99.9% of the responses I got from Husker fans was they loved it. Except one player was singled out, and he was the one guy not getting any positive love and response. You figure out it was James. And I was like, oh, people are still upset. I was like, maybe we can put this behind us. You know what I mean? And that was kind of my effort to, all right, because I had plenty to say last winter, but he had plenty to say. But hey, time marches on. I don't want to say time can heal all wounds if wounds are allowed to heal. And so I was like, maybe this can, let's move on. They can move on. I'm rooting for Florida State. They've always been my favorite Florida school to root for. Not saying much, but of the 3, it was the one I always preferred, mostly because of the tomahawk chop and the war chant. Oh, by the way, we never talked about this. At Arrowhead, there was a small war chant at the beginning of the Nebraska-Cincinnati game. Remember I talked about that on the show?
Right,
People thought it was an awful idea. In retrospect, it was probably an awful idea. But there was a small one at the beginning of the show, and I'm like, we did that. Jake and I did that. I don't know if we did that, but I'm going to claim it. Anyways, I digress. Let me get back to the point at hand. I know fans are poking at him. I would just say let him be. He's obviously a young man, going to grow and learn and hopefully develop and mature, as I'm trying to do at the age of 41. He's obviously much younger than that. I don't know. He did it because we lost. Had he done it after, a win or something else, then maybe would have come across different to me. Anyways, I got more to say, but I don't have anything more to say. Anything from the text line?
It was just interesting, too. Again, I get the losing part of it, but you have to kind of know your player profile. Nebraska didn't lose because they were lacking a pass rusher.
We had 1 sack.
Well, yeah, but they didn't pass the ball. We lost because of the run defense. I just don't know how much of a difference. And again, not trying to be mean, I don't know how much of a difference James Williams would have made in that game.
Okay, let's take personal feelings aside. Let's look at it from a football aspect.
Yeah.
That's the type of game he might not have played in, because that's the type of game that he's not going to come in to stop the run. And to your point, like, if we're not worried about rushing the passer, maybe he doesn't play. And that's not me taking a shot. That's just looking at it from a football aspect. Okay. When I was a redshirt freshman and I just played on nickel, I knew there were some games I was going to be in a lot, which a lot for me at that point was 20 plays. And there might be a game where like freaking Nickel State ran the triple option. I was so angry we had to play that team. I got like 2 snaps. Like, I'm not getting in that game. Why can't we play another FCS team that throws the ball so I can get some sacks? I was so mad about it.
You didn't get backup snaps for that game at least?
I did, but it was like, the coaches, that was one of my least fun weeks of practice I've ever had. The coaches were like flying off the handle over everything. They were like trying to overemphasize stuff, and it became disingenuous at a certain point that we couldn't take it serious. And so I think it flooded over into the game just a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Anything from the text line worth talking about, or should we just move on?
3709 says he has forgettable talent. So that's how
Okay.
they kind of put it there. He's missed a few tackles. The
That's
FSU
fair.
fan bases wants him to wrap up because he's got a good pressure rate so far. He's just not finishing.
Yeah. That's a fair comment.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, that's all.
Okay. I should mention this. Shout out to Andy Jurassic. He texted me. This is going back to the Dylan thing, not to completely jump back to hour one. I'm just going to read the text that Andy sent me, and I quote, "So what if TJ Lateef can run? Where is he going to run when the pocket collapses on itself 75% of the time?" And you can check this out online. He said, "I wrote an article on this. Dylan was under pressure almost 75% of the time. And as we know, had no run game, 1.4 yards per carry. We averaged 0 second half rush yards. And yeah, the sack yards did affect that. Still 0 second half rush yards." All right. And there's more to it, but basically that's what he said. So that's a good point there to Andy. I think that's kind of putting a button on Dylan, which we'd already done, and a button on James, unless you got anything else you want to add to that.
No, there was one question. Somebody wants to read this real quick. Just a big picture talk. How about this stat? Between 1970 and 2003, Nebraska was 334, 65, and 1 with 5 national titles. 2004 to present, Nebraska was 145 and 144, 0 national championships. If it ain't broke, why fix it? So yeah, just kind of, I mean, we all kind of understand Nebraska's dominant period and failing to live up to it since then. But if you want to hear the numbers, there they are.
Bad news, Bach strikes again.
Hey, that was a text.
You didn't have to read it.
Well, he texted in twice. He said, "Read mine." I was like, "All right, I'll read it."
You gave in to peer pressure.
That's right.
You got peer pressure.
That's right.
So is he? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Is he saying, why did we change what we were doing for so long? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah.
Okay, I get that. I mean, it is what it is. I got nothing to add to that. Let me see here. I have an Ashton. Since we're jumping all over the place, let's jump all over the place. Here's a crazy Ashton Genty stat. And I want to know, have you ever heard of a stat like this? So he has 144 total rush yards on the season. Not great, right? Through 3 games, especially the numbers he was putting up last year. I still think he's a stud. He has 145 rush yards after contact. 145 rush yards after contact and 144 total rush yards on the season. How bad is this man's offensive line?
That's pretty tough.
I've never seen anything like that. I've never heard of anything like that.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, we're back on track. We better go to break before I talk for another 10 minutes and set us way behind. We got a lot to talk about when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com.
Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska insider today.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Hi, everybody. Charlie Stone back again with Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, there are so many great things to talk about right now. Let's start with new and pre-owned vehicles.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, we're all excited those days of inventory shortages are behind us. Right now, we have more than 400 new Hondas to choose from and over 125 pre-owned with just about any make or model in stock.
I know certified pre-owned Hondas are a very important part of your dealership. Tell us about certified, Andy.
We always have a great selection of certified pre-owned Hondas in stock in like new condition, and they also come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
How about service?
You know, our amazing service department not only services Hondas, but we service just about any make, and we are one of the largest tire dealers in the state. Look us up the next time you need tires on your car.
Experience the best of the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
Nebraska Lottery.
Do you have a new lotto game called Nebraska Pick 4?
Yes, sir. It costs just $1 to play. There's a $6,000 top prize with drawings every day, and you can choose from 6 different bet types.
Kind of like Nebraska Pick 3 with a bigger jackpot and more bet options?
Yes, sir. Any other questions I can answer?
Yeah, I misplaced my phone. Do you know where it is?
You're using it.
Ah, so I am. You lottery people know everything.
Straight bet top prize odds 1 in 10,000.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
With your weekly high school sports update, I'm Nick Sainert. Capital City Schools had a respectable showing last Friday with Lincoln High beating South Sioux City 26-21. Lincoln Northeast stayed undefeated and improved to 4-0 with a 35-27 win against North Platte. Lincoln North Star blew out Omaha South 57-8. And in an inner city matchup, Lincoln East shut out Lincoln Southwest 20-0. We now turn our attention to Week 5 action this Thursday and Friday night with Lincoln Southeast traveling to number 1 Millard South. Lincoln Northeast hosts number 6 Omaha North and number 4 Kearney versus number 10 Lincoln East this Friday night. This has been your weekly high school update on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is the Adam Carricker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the hour 2 of the Adam Carricker Show is sponsored by our good friends at Suizo Construction, where safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Suizo is hiring skilled craftsmen, concrete workers, laborers, and steel erectors who value quality work in a team that has your back on and off the job site. Apply at Suizo.com. 40 years strong in business. Suizo Construction, that's SCHWISOW.com. Do you happen to have that clip that I sent you like a week ago?
Yeah, I do.
Do you have it ready?
Yeah.
We can go ahead and cover that now.
The rule of 100 states that if you spend 100 hours in a year, which is 18 minutes a day, all of us, in any discipline, karate, violin, piano, whatever, if you spend 18 minutes a day, which is 100 hours a year, you'll be better than 95% of the world.
So it sounds pretty simple, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
No? Like little things add up to big things very quickly. And I'm a firm believer in that. So I alluded to this at the beginning of the show at 11. Coach Grandpa, again, his 2 daughters, for those who didn't hear at that point in time, and disregard the teams, but they love basketball. I've never met anyone in my life who loves basketball as much as Coach Grandpa. Where we used to live, okay. His oldest daughter is in the Colorado Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. His youngest daughter, Jackie, set multiple scoring records when she was even a freshman, but during her time at Colorado State University. And we got to know them because Jackie coached. We have daughters that are the same exact age. So they ended up on the same team. Jackie got to know my wife, Angie. They coached together for years. And so one day I'm chatting with Coach Grandpa. I'm like, give me something real simple, especially our kids were so young at that point in time. I was like, this dude has so much knowledge. Clearly he's doing something right. I was like, just give me something simple, something short, something quick, something I can do that can help our kids. It doesn't take a bunch of time. He said 10 minutes a day. Now, we took what I'm about to tell you and we morphed it into our take on it. He said, have them dribble 10 minutes a day. Birthday, Christmas, they can have off. That's it. 363 days a year, have them dribble 10 minutes a day. You got to keep in mind, this is a basketball-only family. So I heard that. That's phenomenal. Kind of tweak it, though, because he talks about 18 minutes a day, 100 hours in that clip. So this is our spin on that. I was like, I don't want to have to do that on the weekends, and I don't want my kid just doing basketball year-round. So whatever sports season is going on, like right now it's soccer and volleyball. In the winter, it will be basketball. In the summer, it's like baseball, softball, or I have one daughter who does volleyball during the summer. Whatever the sports season is, we will take 12 minutes. We will take Saturday, Sunday off because life on the weekends. And obviously Christmas, birthdays. Like, we're not going too crazy with this, with all due respect to Coach Grandpa. Insanely successful. But our kids were so young, and we've just kept it to this day, even though they've gotten older. For 12 minutes, 5 days a week. That's an hour a week. So it's less than even what Coach Grandpa said. It's even less than what he said on the clip, which is 18 hours a day, 100 hours. But 12 minutes a day, and we will, whatever the sport is, we'll take the two most important skills. If it's baseball, softball, hitting, throwing. If it's basketball, dribbling, shooting. If it is football, Jacob wasn't too excited to work blocking, tackling all the time, but I get it in there, you know. Or sometimes we just go start lifting weights as he got older in the middle school. Let's just go lift for 12 minutes and just, you know, do some push-ups, pull-ups, or whatever. If it's soccer, that's more my wife's area, but I understand that they dribble with their feet and do some other things in soccer that I don't understand. And so that's what we do. And it's helped immensely. It's like having a 1 hour lesson every week, 12 minutes, 5 days. Now, we do take holidays off. If it's a Labor Day on Monday, you get the day off. Like, I don't want to be over the top with it. I don't want to wear the kids out. But it's something 12 minutes a day? Because originally it was 10 every day. I was like, every day, same sport. We're going to be multiple sport athletes. This is our take on it. And we're going to change with the sports seasons. And if there's a day off or a weekend, a holiday, we're going to take that off. But a normal week, 5 days a week, 12 minutes every morning before they go to school, 12 times 5 is an hour. They get an extra bonus hour every week of just the basics and most important fundamentals of skills of whatever sport they're doing at that point in time, that part of the year. It has helped immensely. It makes a world of difference. It's easy. It's simple. It doesn't take long. And it's like you got, instead of going and paying somebody for an hour-long lesson, which I have no problem with, to be clear. But for me, it's like, we'll just do it at home. Save the money, save the travel time. What are the two most important skills? Let's work on those, and bing, bang, boom. We haven't spent a lot of time on this. I just thought people might find it interesting when I heard that clip, because he said 18 hours a day, 100 hours a year. This was, and it made me think of what Coach Grandpa told me about 8-9 years ago. Our kids are a lot older now, but we still haven't changed it. They're doing less sports. So now, for like my oldest, baseball, instead of being, 3, 4, 5 months, it's like 8-9 months, because he's almost a junior in high school. So he wants to focus more on certain things. But that was our take on it. Does that make sense? And then we can move on. I just thought people might find that a little interesting. And it's something that applies to, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't have to apply to sports. It can apply to anything that you're doing. Public speaking. You know what Josh Pate said? We play his stuff all the time. So he worked behind the scenes at a small radio station down in Alabama. Never been on air. The radio station was 90 minutes from his house. Like, he was at the bottom of the totem pole. This was the only job he could get. He had the job nobody wanted. And he's like, I'm in the car for 3 hours a day. Now, he would sit there and listen to Colin Cowherd. He just got interviewed by Colin Cowherd 3 weeks ago. That had to be the coolest thing ever for him. And he's like, I'm sitting here and I'm wasting time because I'm listening to Colin Cowherd. That's not a waste of time. He's like, but I could be doing something to get better. So he would listen to the intro of Cowherd's show, turn the radio off, and he would sit and do his own show for 90 minutes to work, 90 minutes from work. And he did that for 2 or 3 years. Just nonstop rep after rep after rep after rep after rep, 3 hours a day, every day he worked for like 2 or 3 years. One night, the host of the main show can't come in. The owner of the station goes, Josh, you're on. Josh goes on, does what Josh Pate does. He has some SEC bias, okay, but he does a phenomenal job. The guy's like, where else have you worked? And Josh's like, that's the first time I've ever done it. Now, it doesn't always work out that way, but if you're efficient with time and you're doing something you're passionate about, it's amazing. Just little things here, 10 minutes here, 12 minutes there. Taking advantage of, if you've got a long commute or whatever the case may be, taking advantage of that time. And it doesn't add any time because he was already in the car for 3 hours. And to me, those are things that I've found that can help out a ton. Anytime I'm going to do a speech, like I'm going to Ogallala, that's a 4-hour car ride. My speech is about 45 to 50 minutes. I will run through that thing at least 3 times. Like, that's, I don't know, just trying to be efficient with your time and taking advantage of a few minutes here, a few minutes there. And I found the little things add up to big things over time quickly. So I don't know. Is that interesting to you, Jake? What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, it is. And it's just cool to kind of think about what you can do. And it's any discipline has to be, every day for the most part. And it doesn't have to be 2 hours, 3 hours if you can. And, if you're going to specialize in training, it can be. But I mean, that's going to be the difference between getting better and not. I mean, and like you said, there's holidays, there's things that maybe can get in the way. But even then, I always kind of think about it. I always think about Ron Brown in this situation because I went to the practice years back. I don't remember, he coached for just about every coaching staff that's been here. But so I can't remember which one it was. But it was funny because the end of practice, I was watching everybody, walk off the field. And you're thinking, okay, obviously they're all grueling, they're all tired. And Ron Brown's out there planking. It's just kind of like, okay, so he's taking the time that others aren't to get better. And again, it doesn't have to be, the biggest part of the day, but, obviously people know that, especially in fitness. Like you said, you could read a book, accounting, whatever you want to do. If you take 10 minutes a day, imagine what you're going to be, the strides you can make in a month, much less a year, 2 years, whatever.
It's very fair. I do like Matt Rule's 1% better every day thing because it's true. And it's easy to be, I can get 1% better. Oh yeah. Maybe one day you get 1.5% better. Maybe the next day you're just, it's a terrible day. Nothing's clicking right. You get 0.5% better. If you can average getting 1% better, that will add up quickly over time. And then what you hear is, well, what happens when I get to 100%? What then, Adam? How do you know what your 100% is? Don't let anybody cap you. Don't let anybody tell you you've reached your ceiling. Don't let anybody doubt you. I was told I was too slow, unathletic, offensive lineman. Hate this. I didn't say it. And I'd go have to play on the offensive line when I first got here. Just FYI. Notice I didn't say it. Okay. So if you're an O-lineman, nothing but love. We do have to run more than you. Just throwing that out there. All right. See ball, get ball. Call me a Labrador retriever. That's okay. My point is when I was in DC, Philip Daniels and I were battling for the same defensive end starting job. I ended up winning the job, but he found out I was a big WWE guy. He goes, oh, what kind of wrestler would you be? And he goes, you'd have to be one that doesn't talk because I never spoke. Don't let anybody tell you what your limit or what your cap is because you have no idea what it is. There's a reason certain people blow other people's expectations out of the water because they didn't know what to realistically expect to begin with. Final thought before we head to break. All right. And this was something that was cool I saw online. I just liked it. Dear athlete, work on things people can never take away from you. Your mindset, your confidence, your work ethic. Bet on yourself, even when the chips feel stacked against you. By the way, does that make Josh Pate the world's best person when it comes to talking to himself? Is that what that means? Do you talk to yourself?
Pretty good at it.
Honestly.
Yeah, occasionally.
I talk to myself. I'm just practicing the show. It's in no way, shape, or form means I'm insane. Okay, we got two final topics for the last segment. Florida State's officially going to the Big 12. Details to come. Details matter, by the way. Context matters, I'm just going to tell you. And, one of our coaches' names has kind of been thrown out there as a potential head coaching candidate. It's not going to be the first time. It's not going to be the last time. I don't see a point in ducking it. I don't even think it's a bad thing. But we will discuss all that when we come back.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at HamiltonIsBusiness.com.
Nebraska Lottery.
Do you have a new lotto game called Nebraska Pick 4?
Yes, sir. It costs just $1 to play. There's a $6,000 top prize with drawings every day, and you can choose from 6 different bet types.
Kind of like Nebraska Pick 3 with a bigger jackpot and more bet options?
Yes, sir. Any other questions I can answer?
Yeah, I misplaced my phone. Do you know where it is?
You're using it.
Ah, so I am. You lottery people know everything.
Straight bet top prize odds 1 in 10,000.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
It's time for Bonzal Pool and Spa's Truckload event. From September 23rd through the 27th, stop by Bonzal Pool and Spa at 3201 Pioneers Boulevard to see an actual truck full of hot tubs with special prices. You'll save up to $3,000 on all hot tubs and swim spas, as well as $1,500 on all saunas and cold plunges. Use Nebraska football's bye week well by stopping in on September 27th for refreshments and giveaways. That's Bonsall Pool and Spa at 3201 Pioneers Boulevard in Lincoln.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Join LES at 6 p.m. Thursday, October 9th at the LES Operations Center to learn about the utilities' proposed 2026 budget and electric rates, and share your input at the annual public meeting. Learn more at les.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to The Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Prashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
This is the Adam Carricker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Boom! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Adam Carricker Show. Major breaking news! Florida State's gone to the Big 12. Now, what's the rest of the information, Jake?
So Florida State has joined the Big 12, but it's in beach volleyball. That's it.
So I saw this last night, and I'm like, all it said was Florida State joins the Big 12. And there's like a little football in the picture. So, of course, they're going to, try to make it think it's football. I was like, I haven't seen it anywhere else. I don't know how credible this thing is, so I didn't think about it. This morning, I see it again another place. So I texted you. I'm like, did Florida State join the Big 12? You're like, yeah, in beach volleyball. I was like, is that it? You're like, yes. I was like, oh. So if you couldn't tell all show, I've been kind of leading up to that. Context is king. Context matters. But let's have a little fun with it for a minute. What if Florida State did join the Big 12? Because I've had multiple people tell me, and I don't want to say I don't believe it. I find it so insanely hard to believe. The SEC and Big Ten aren't interested. I don't. In Clemson and Florida State. What? I know the SEC has Florida, and I know the SEC has South Carolina, but why wouldn't the Big Ten be interested? Why not go coast to bottom southern coast? So I find it hard to believe, but I am consistently told this. So what if Florida State, Clemson, I know people want North Carolina, so I'll keep them out of this, but what if Florida State and Clemson went to the Big 12? The ACC falls apart 2031 when a lot of these deals end, TV contracts end. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think it would be, obviously more of a competitive conference and more interesting and maybe have some more footing to kind of stand on. But it's it wouldn't put him on pace with the Big Ten or the SEC. Unless those programs really go off. But even still, I mean, you're only talking about a few there. Again, the big one out there is Notre Dame. If they join and then Notre Dame join, then I think maybe you'd start having a conversation about some of the, the big brand names in the Big 12. But it's going to be hard for the Big 12 to iron out any more of a spot than what they already have, which is clearly third, fourth conference. And as you said, the ACC probably more likely than not than the Big 12 to disintegrate, and that's huge news for the Big 12, who a few years ago, it looked like Texas and Oklahoma were going to join to the Pac-12, and the Big 12 was going to be the one that looked like the Pac-12 does now. And I don't know, Iowa State, Kansas State might look like Oregon State and Washington State, but so I think it's going to be. I mean, I don't really see a path for the Big 12 to ever be on pace with the Big 10 or SEC.
You think Notre Dame goes Big 10 or SEC one day if they ever join a conference? I mean, geographically, the Big 10 makes beyond sense. But just remember, Notre Dame's in the ACC. Let me get to both parts of this. The ACC, for some reason, part one, part two, and everything but football, because that also makes no sense. So where do you think they would go? Would they go Big 10 or SEC? If they go somewhere to a conference at one point.
Yeah, obviously there's historical rivalries in the Big Ten, and so you would hope that would be the case. But obviously historical rivalries don't matter at all to the people making decisions. So it's going to be money, and whoever can present the best opportunity for Notre Dame. And that's why they're still independent. They don't want to share a conference revenue with people, and you can just sign a contract with NBC and run, take all that money yourself. So I don't know. You never want to say never because never's a long time, but it's hard to see the Notre Dame outside of somehow being forced by a commissioner or something, with some sort of realignment going to a conference. But I'd say the Big Ten. If one or the other, I'd still say the Big Ten.
Remember when they played Michigan every year, Michigan State every year?
Fantastic.
They could have a great rivalry with Penn State. I doubt if we'd be invited back, we'd just take over their stadium again. That's okay. Thank you for the pity laugh. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I like them. Fonder times we can remember there.
Then Notre Dame and USC could play every year as a Big Ten foe. Wouldn't have to cancel that series. I'm pausing because I've got a lot to say on Notre Dame, but we don't have a lot of time left. So I'm just not going to say a lot other than if I'm Notre Dame, as much as I don't like that they're not in a conference, I do understand. Like, they were one of the Final Four. They were in the national championship game, but they showed the Final Four teams last year, like Penn State, Notre Dame, Texas, and Ohio State. I think they all made like $20 million or something like that. 3 of those 4 teams had to share it with the rest of their conference. 1 team got to keep it all. I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. All right. We'll just chat about this for like 90 seconds because it won't be the first time, won't be the last time. It's not even a bad thing. If people want the coaches you have, it's because they're good coaches. So Oklahoma State needs a new head coach. There's a few other colleges out there that do. I don't know that he's a front runner at this point at all, but Dana Holgerson's name has been brought up. There's no point in ducking it because it probably won't be the last time his name gets brought up. I say throw about $1 billion at him. Keep him here as our OC. Not my money. Easy to say. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on this and knowing that it's going to happen again at some point? If it's not Oklahoma State, somebody else, his name's just going to get brought up. And there's a long list of names, by the way. It's not like 2 or 3 names. It's like 10 to 15 to 20 names I've seen for these jobs. So that diminishes the chance. And I want the best for Dana, but I want the best for Dana here. Diminishes the chance of him leaving. But what are your thoughts on this, etc.?
Yeah, I mean, people that are hoping or, say, well, maybe he just likes being an offensive coordinator. Maybe this is, that's what what he's going to tell you. But you got to imagine, and if that's not the case, then he's going to eventually get a head coaching job. And again, like you said, that's going to be good for Nebraska. That's going to mean he's done well at Nebraska to reappear into those conversations. So Oklahoma State, he had an incredible year in 2010, 1 year as an offensive coordinator, and it's hard to forget of him on the Oklahoma State sideline. So, it's similar to here, replay the glory days. It might, reach back out to that. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him get an opportunity. But again, I think it's successful. I mean, he's such a name and a successful offensive coordinator, offensive coach for the longest time. I hope that at some point he takes a head coaching job out of Nebraska because that means you've optimized and got the best out of Dana Holgerson while he's here.
It's a world where, like, you're not going to have George Darlingtons who are going to coach here for 30 plus years. At one point, the most tenured coaching staffs in the country was number 1, Penn State with Joe Pa for so long. Right behind him at number 2 was Nebraska when I was being recruited in high school, because they used these in the recruiting pitches to me. Actually, number 3 was Oregon at the time with Mike Bellotti. Now, there was Penn State, there was Nebraska, there was a gap, then there was Oregon, then there was a gap and everybody else at that point in time. Obviously, the world's evolved and changed. Your coaches, they don't stay places as long anymore. I will say this. He's had a taste of the head coaching world. I hope he has the Chip Kelly mentality now. Like, no, man, I just want to coach ball. I don't want to deal with all this BS. Let Matt Rule deal with that BS. I just want to coach ball, and I just want to call plays. Chip Kelly left UCLA. By the way, it looks like a genius move now. But Dana, if you're listening, Chip won a national title at Ohio State. That was the highest paid OC in the NFL at $6 million a year. I'm just saying, stay here as our offensive coordinator. I'm just saying. The better things as an OC, my man. All right. Have a phenomenal day. Go Big Red. And always remember to throw the bones.
There are great Mexican restaurants all over town, but there is one that is especially worth the drive from any part of town. Tacos Los Hermanos at 70th and Havelock. Cool off this summer with a delicious horchata or other special drinks.